Keith Ian Carradine is an American actor who has had success on stage, film and television. He is perhaps best known for his roles as Tom Frank in Robert Altman's Nashville, Wild Bill Hickok in the HBO series Deadwood and FBI agent Frank Lundy in Dexter. In addition, he is a Golden Globe and Academy Award-winning songwriter. As a member of the Carradine family, he is part of an acting dynasty that began with his father, John Carradine. Early life: Keith Carradine was born in San Mateo, California. He is the son of actress and artist Sonia Sorrell, and actor John Carradine. His paternal half-brothers are Bruce and David Carradine, his maternal half-brother is Michael Bowen, and his full brothers are Christopher and Robert Carradine. His maternal great-grandfather was biochemist Max Hanias, and his maternal great-grandmother was the sister of historian Johann Ludwig Heiberg. Carradine's childhood was difficult. He said that his father drank and his mother was a manic-depressive paranoid schizophrenic catatonic she had it all his parents were divorced in 1957, when he was 8 years old. A bitter custody battle led to his father's gaining custody of him and his brothers, Christopher and Robert, after the children had spent 3 months in a home for abused children as wards of the court. Keith said of the experience, "It was like being in jail. There were bars on the windows, and we were only allowed to see our parents through glass doors. It was very sad. We would stand there on either side of the glass door crying." He was raised primarily by his maternal grandmother, and he rarely saw either of his parents. His mother was not permitted to see him for 8 years following the custody settlement. After high school, Carradine entertained the thought of becoming a forest ranger but opted to study drama at Colorado State University. He dropped out after 1 semester and drifted back to California, moving in with his older half-brother, David. David encouraged Keith to pursue an acting career, paid for his acting and vocal lessons, and helped him get an agent. Career, stage: as a youth, Carradine had opportunities to appear on stage with his father, John Carradine, in the latter's productions of Shakespeare. Thus, he had some background in theatre when he was cast in the original Broadway run of Hair, which launched his acting career. In that production he started out in the chorus and worked his way up to the lead roles playing Wolf and Claude. He said of his involvement in Hair, "I really didn't plan to audition. I just went along with my brother, David, and his girlfriend at the time, Barbara Hershey, and 2 of their friends. I was simply going to play the piano for them while they sang, but I'm the one the staff wound up getting interested in." His stage career is further distinguished by his Tony-nominated performance, for Best Actor as the title character in the Tony Award-winning musical, The Will Rogers Follies in 1991, for which he also received a Drama Desk nomination. He won the Outer Critics Circle Award for Foxfire with Hume Cronyn and Jessica Tandy, and appeared as Lawrence in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels at the Imperial Theatre. In 2008, he appeared as Dr. Farquhar off-Broadway in Mind Game, a thriller by Anthony Horowitz, directed by Ken Russell, who made his New York directorial debut with the production. In March and April 2013, he starred in the Broadway production of Hands on a Hard Body. He was nominated for the Tony Award and the Drama Desk Award for his work. Film: Carradine's first notable film appearance was in director Robert Altman's McCabe and Mrs. Miller. His next film, Emperor of the North Pole, was re-released with a shorter title Emperor of the North. Carradine played a young aspiring hobo. The film was directed by Robert Aldridge and also starred Lee Marvin and Ernest Bourne. Carradine then starred in Altman's film Thieves Like Us, then played a principal character, a callow, womanizing folk singer, Tom Frank, in Altman's critically acclaimed film Nashville. He had difficulty shaking the image of Tom Frank following the popularity of the film. He felt the role gave him the reputation of being a cad. In 1977, Carradine starred opposite Harvey Keitel in Ridley Scott's The Duelists. Pretty Baby followed in 1978. He has acted in several offbeat films of Altman's protégé Alan Rudolph, playing a disarmingly candid madman in Choose Me, an incompetent petty criminal in Trouble in Mind, and an American artist in 1930s Paris in The Moderns. He appeared with brothers David and Robert as the younger brothers in Walter Hill's film The Long Riders. Keith played Jim Younger in that film. In 1981, he appeared again under Hill's direction in Southern Comfort. In 1994, he had a cameo role as Will Rogers in Rudolph's film about Dorothy Parker, Mrs. Parker and the Vicious Circle. He co-starred with Daryl Hannah as homicidal sociopath John Netherwood in the thriller The Tie That Binds. In 2011, he starred in Cowboys and Aliens, an American science fiction western film directed by Jon Favreau, also starring Daniel Craig, Harrison Ford, and Olivia Wilde. Carradine traveled to Tuscany in 2012 to executive produce and star in John Charles Jobson's Edgar Allan Poe-inspired film Terroir. In 2013, he starred in Ain't Them Bodies Saints, which won the 2013 Sundance Film Festival Award for Cinematography. Music and songwriting. In addition to acting, the Carradine family is musically gifted. This is particularly true of Keith. His brother, David, said in an interview that Keith could play any instrument he wanted, including bagpipes and the French horn. Like David, Keith integrated his musical talents with his acting performances. In 1975, he performed a song he had written, I'm Easy, in the movie Nashville. It was a popular hit, and Carradine won a Golden Globe and an Oscar for Best Original Song for the tune. This led to a brief singing career. He signed a contract with Asylum Records and released 2 albums I'm Easy and Lost and Found. In 1984, he appeared in the music video for Madonna's single Material Girl. In the early 1990s, he played the lead role in the Tony Award-winning musical, The Will Rogers Follies. Television. In 1972, Carradine appeared briefly in the first season of the hit television series, Kung Fu, which starred his brother, David. Keith played a younger version of David's character, Kwai Chang Caine. In 1987, he starred in the highly rated CBS miniseries Murder Ordained with Jo Beth Williams and Kathy Bates. Other TV appearances include My Father My Son, a television film. In 1983, he appeared as Foxy Funderburk, a murderous pedophile, in the television miniseries Chiefs, based on the Stuart Woods novel of the same name. His performance in Chiefs earned him a nomination for an Emmy Award in the Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Limited Series or a Special category. Carradine also starred in the ABC sitcom Complete Savages, and he played Wild Bill Hickok in the HBO series Deadwood. Carradine hosted the documentary Wild West Tech series on the History Channel in the 2003-2004 season, before handing the job over to his brother, David. In the 2005 miniseries Into the West, produced by Steven Spielberg and DreamWorks, Carradine played Richard Henry Pratt. During the second and fourth seasons of the Showtime series Dexter, he appeared numerous times as FBI Special Agent Frank Lundy. Carradine is credited with guest starring twice on the suspense drama Criminal Minds, as the psychopathic serial killer Frank Breitkopf. Other shows he appeared in include The Big Bang Theory, Star Trek, Enterprise and the Sturt series Crash. Carradine has also made 2 guest appearances on NCIS in 2012 and 2014. Also, in 2014, he had a recurring role as Lou Solverson in the FX series Fargo. Video games. In 2012, Carradine lent his voice to the video game Hitman, Absolution, voicing the primary antagonist Blake Dexter. Personal life. Keith Carradine met Shelley Plimpton in the Broadway musical Hair. She was married to actor Steve Curry, albeit separated, and she and Carradine became romantically involved. After Carradine left the show and was in California, he learned that Shelley was pregnant and had reunited with Curry. He met his daughter, Martha Plimpton, when she was 4 years old, after Shelley and Steve Curry had divorced. He said of Shelley, "She did a hell of a job raising Martha. I was not there. I was a very young man, absolutely terrified. She just took that in, and then she welcomed me into Martha unregistered trademark S life when I was ready." Carradine married Sandra Will on February 6, 1982. They were separated in 1993, before Will filed for divorce in 1999. The couple had 2 children, Kate Richmond Carradine and Sorrel Johanna Carradine. In 2006, Will pleaded guilty to 2 counts of perjury for lying to a grand jury about her involvement in the Anthony Pellicano wiretap scandal. She hired, then became romantically involved with, Pellicano after her divorce from Carradine. According to FBI documents, Pellicano tapped Keith Carradine's telephone and recorded calls between him and girlfriend Haley Dumond at Will's request, along with Dumond's parents. The case was settled before it could go to trial. On November 18, 2006, Keith Carradine married actress Haley Dumond, in Turin, Italy. They met in 1997 when they co-starred in the Burt Reynolds film The Hunter's Moon. Filmography, film, television, video game, awards, 1998, Henri the 16th Annual Golden Boot Awards, see also, Carradine family, references. Further reading, Pilato, Herbie J. The Kung Fu Book of Cain, The Complete Guide to TV's First Mystical Eastern Western. Boston, Charles A. Tuttle, 1993. ISBN 0-8048-1826-6, external links, Keith Carradine at the Internet Movie Database, Keith Carradine at the Internet Broadway Database, Keith Carradine at the Internet Off-Broadway Database, Keith Carradine at AllMovie, official site Mind Game, BroadwayWorld.com interview with Keith Carradine, October 16, 2008.